Hi, I'm Jeremy Crosby.
And I'm Nick Boucher. We're your hosts for the program that's all about your city, Talking Fitchburg.
Every weekday, we pull together the news, events, and information you need to stay on top of what's happening in the city of Fitchburg.
Find Talking Fitchburg on cable TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our live stream on the web. Plus, you can find all our headlines and stories on Facebook, YouTube, and our video on demand service. This is your city.
Keep up with Talking Fitchburg and the issues affecting you and your neighbors.
Get connected, Fitchburg. Sign up for Fitchburg Connect, the city's monthly e-newsletter that keeps you informed about all the events, services, and updates that matter to you. Get it in your inbox once a month. Sign up today to get Fitchburg Connect.
Okay, good. Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the July 21st Hagan Road Fairs Committee. First order is, number 2 is approval of the minutes. They have a motion to approve the minutes from May 19th, please.
So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Ayes have it, they're approved. Public appearances for non-agenda items. I don't think we have anybody here that's not on the agenda, so we're agenda review. Deanna.
Yep, so this evening we have 2 projects. First one is a rezone and conditional use for the CSM, and then the second one is also a rezone and a certified survey map. So then I do have a few comments for the department report.
All right. Agenda items. Item A. Rezone of conditional use RZ CU 265426 request by Peter. And I won't pronounce that name because I will probably not do it well. Agent for Casimas Ranch LLC and William Casimas and Ann Casimas. To rezone the property from AX to Ag Small, and to rezone property from RR Residential to AX Agriculture Exclusive. To obtain a conditional use permit under the section 22540 to allow a horse boarding facility on property associated with 5949 and 5927 Adams Road. Deanna.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the rezone and conditional use with that CSM. And I'll just have up on the map, if FACTv can give me the screen, I can kind of point out where we are on the project. Can you guys see it now? There we go. Okay. Great. It's done. So Fish Hatchery is on your right side, Adams Road, and then we are talking about this farm right here for Bill and Ann Casimas. So it's this parcel, that's the rural residential parcel, and then also this parcel, which currently is an AX parcel. The applicant is requesting a new certified survey map to create a lot for the existing, and I'll turn on the aerial photograph, for the existing horse boarding facility, and there is also apartment right here. So what is proposed is to kind of reconfigure the lot lines so that we can put the horse boarding facility and apartment on its own lot, zoned as AS. And then the remainder of the farm would be placed into AX and just remain farmland. So that is the general gist of it. This follows on your recent adoption of the change for the zoning ordinance that allows apartments and horse boarding in AS, in small lot ag. The property is actually owned by two entities, but Bill and Ann Casimas own both of them. Right now, this is Casimas Ranch LLC, but that is owned by Bill and Ann. And then this is also owned then by Bill and Ann. In total, there's approximately 117 acres. The property has the farm residence on this side right now, on this RR side, and also the residence, pastures, and related facilities. In a little bit of history, in 2008, Plan Commission and Council approved a CSM and rezone and a conditional use permit to separate the entire farm into the current configuration that you see here. To separate the horse boarding facilities as a business from the place of residence onto the RR lot. And some of you might recall some of those discussions. And at the time, it tied together through an easement document these two parcels to remain in common ownership. Plan Commission approved a new conditional use permit for that horse boarding facility in, let's see, maybe I did get another date on that. And with the apartments, and then required that restrictive covenant and easement tying those two lots together. This is Farm 89. It does have two claims or splits that would allow two single-family residential lots under the Rural Residential Development Criteria, or the RRDC. This proposal does not use any of the claims. However, the applicant will need to record an affidavit assigning the claims, assigning the claims to one of those lots with the CSM. And staff believes it would be appropriate to assign those claims to Lot 1 under exclusive agricultural zoning. Staff notes, and I'll need to bring that up, that the proposed CSM in the packet is not quite right. We've kind of shown what we're aiming for here. So what is proposed is this would become all of the farm acreage, and then that would be zoned AX, and then Lot 2 would be zoned AS, which would be small lot ag with that conditional use. So we didn't have time to quite update all of the CSM to match what was proposed here, but that's what it looks like.
That's what it will look like when
Yes.
we're done.
When you're done. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So the larger lot with the overall prairie would stay in AX. So we are rezoning the farmhouse into the AX, and then this Lot 2 would be the AS lot. Let's see. I think the conditional use is required under the new zoning ordinance for the horse boarding facilities in AX. So that's in AS. That's why we have that in place.
Is that conditional use under small ag? Or
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Small.
that's why we have to go small ag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You might recall, and that with small ag, we allowed for conditional use with boarding, with horse boarding, plus the ability to have caretakers, residence, or apartment. Yep. So staff does recommend approval of the rezone and conditional use, and then of the certified survey map.
As corrected. Wow.
That as corrected.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
So we do have Peter on the line, and he's here to answer any questions or address anything, and then Bill and Ann are in the room too.
Anything else?
If they wanted to put another house on lot 2, can they go RRDC on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Good.
Yep, they would have, you'd have to use RRDC if they wanted to put another,
Okay.
and use one of the claims.
And you're assigning one of the claims to lot 2?
I think they could, it's kind of up to them how they want to assign the claims.
But the claims have to be assigned to one or the other
They do,
right now.
yeah.
But they could move those in the
Yeah,
future.
and they do get moved now more than often. But yes, whenever we do a CSM or make any changes like this or rezones, we always request an affidavit of claim, just so that, and that gets recorded in the property record, so everybody knows what is,
Keep track of.
where they are and what they mean.
Okay, cool, thank you. Any committee have any comments or questions?
Yeah, at this point, I'd like to thank Bill and team for being patient with us over the years. And to then come to this, yeah, I think this meets our objective from a long time ago. And thank you for being patient with us on this. This was a big deal.
Any other comments? If not, I'll looking for a motion.
Oh, I don't know if Micah had any comments.
No, I'm good.
I'll make a motion that we approve RZCU, the certified survey meant we gotta approve first. CS 265526 as stated.
As amended. As corrected.
With, yes, as corrected.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Ayes have it, it's passed. Now we're moving on to rezone and conditional use next.
I'd like to approve rezoning use RZCU 2654-26 as stated.
Okay, then a motion made, second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those, any questions for committee or anybody? Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed, a like sign. Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you very, very much.
Dina, can you offer a little clarification? I didn't want it to muddy
Yeah.
the discussion, but what do we consider a flag lot?
A long driveway with something on the end of it.
Well,
But it's quite narrow.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean, this is well wide enough that I couldn't fathom
I
this as a
didn't-
flag lot.
I didn't think about that.
But it
I
is
mean, you could consider it a flag lot.
usually a flag lot is
Does it have to be
very
a
narrow.
designated width?
Under our land division ordinance, it just needs a special approval for a flag lot. And I guess I didn't think about it that way, but
This is wide enough where I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it applies, so.
That house is, well, I guess I thought about bringing it up first, but if the house were torn down to rebuild in the back, that's a problem, isn't it?
Well, they gotta go with the RRDC to make it legal. And I'm not sure the RRDC would cover that.
yeah.
There's
Um,
where their difference would come.
Even for a replacement house?
Yeah. That, well,
If
first of all, one of the things would be a long driveway, which would be an issue with the IRDC and the police department. We have done it, but, and the other thing about it is that you're going to have to be, it just doesn't fit unless you get variances on, for example, one thing, 300 feet from another structure for an RRDC.
Right.
And you're not gonna get that even close there, unless you got a conditional use waiver.
Not more than 300 feet or not within?
Well, it cannot be any more than 300, the way it's written right now.
Right.
But you can get a variance if you needed to.
So,
And you've got a cropland issue here. I don't see any place in there that you're going to be able, unless you got a variance, that you can build a house back there without disrupting cropland, which is one of the RRDC requirements.
I'm confused if, I thought we were talking about they replace the house. So
Pardon?
right now it's a farm residence, they can't move the farm, why would it be an RRDC to move the farm residence?
If they assign a buildable, building right to lot 1, it's a nuisance.
If they tore the house down,
Well,
where would they put another
Yeah.
house?
If,
Well, yeah, I don't know, I wasn't sure why that changed the zoning,
If you were
that
in-
was what I didn't understand.
if something happened and the house was damaged by fire or wind or something like that, you could replace the house.
You can replace, my understanding is you can replace this is
That
considered
location
the
or very close
farmhouse
to
and
that
that can be replaced.
But so
But
it would be moved.
But it would still have to meet the basic criteria of not being impacting farmland. And there's a small set of criteria too, that they can't just move it.
Right, but it would still remain, it could still be AX.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I didn't
Oh, no,
understand
it's
when you
just-
said,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sorry.
You'd have to slot out a section of that and call it RRDC off the AX.
Yeah, if you wanted to
You're
use a
right,
claim,
you're right.
then,
Yeah.
then
That's
you'd have
separate, yeah.
to do it as a separate lot. But there are requirements now in the new code for citing any residence. So
Right.
they can't just put it in the middle of the farm field.
Yeah, I got confused about the switch in the zoning.
But like I said, if they could replace it if that was the question, they could replace it if it was damaged or fire or some such thing, so. Okay, item number C, rezone request by Lisa Steinhardt, agent for Fitchburg Farms. Deanna.
So this is actually a rural residential criteria, an RODC plate split. And we're right across the street. It's just kind of interesting. We have both projects literally right across the street. The farm that we're looking at is this farm right here. And these two parcels together is the farm that you looked at. And you might recall, Lisa's been here before.
This is a couple, 6-8 months ago, right?
Yeah, Lisa came by. Lisa has come by to visit in the past here. This property is entirely all zoned AX right now, the two parcels. So this parcel and this parcel entirely zoned AX. The proposal is would be a rezone and a certified survey map. The applicant intends to create a single-family residential lot under RRDC, rezoning to low-density residential, and then also creating an additional lot 2 as small lot agriculture. So I just have some notes about those required RRDC. Just quickly, the required criteria under RRDC is adjacent farm compatibility with adjacent farm operations, avoiding environmentally sensitive areas. The lot shape needs to be approximately 2:1 in terms of depth and ratio. Needs to avoid woodland cover and protect trees, forestry management plan, and to protect any heritage trees. So then there are a set of criteria that may be waived that Roger has hinted at here. Waiving locating a home on a lot on an area that has already been farmed with some history of tillage. Residential infill, that means that the new home should be located within 300 feet of existing residential building or other buildings, and lot size should be 1.5 acres or less, and then avoiding steep slopes. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and, got the right one. Looks like it. Okay. So, here is the proposed CSM, and what is being shown is that the proposed low-density residential lot is approximately 2 acres, so it's slightly larger. The existing horse barn is here. So you might just notice this lot line here, that is the existing lot line, and then they're proposing to create a small lot here, a small lot, agricultural lot, zone lot right here. And I'll just come back out. Well, I think actually Lisa has a pretty good map that shows this a little bit clearer. So let me go get
I think
that
you
one.
went by it, yeah.
Let's see, I'm in the B zone. So it's a little bit, so you can kind of see where that new lot is sitting, the existing horse barns. The yellowish kind of tan line is the existing lot. So, and then lot 2 is that small lot A is what's proposed. And then all of the rest of the larger lot behind would just remain in AX. So the proposal for that residential, for that small, for that egg lot, that small lot egg lot is a horse barn would be constructed along the tree line on the eastern side of that AS lot. The remainder of the lot would remain pasture. Both of the proposed buildings are in the general location that Agricultural and Rural Affairs suggested at that October 15th meeting. So we kind of talked about where it made sense to kind of bring the buildings a little bit closer to the existing buildings. The proposed larger exclusive agricultural lot, lot 3, will remain as current farmland and the current horse facilities here. There's no overall change proposed with that lot. The subdivision does require the use of a claim in conformance with the RRDC. The parent parcel, the parent farm is Farm 85, and this farm currently has 3 claims, 2 of which may be used under the rural residential development criteria. They'll be using one of those claims here, and then 1 of which may be used under the rural residential cluster district. This CSM requires the retiring of 1 claim, and then therefore there'll have to be an affidavit of claim that will need to be recorded that will assign the 1 rural residential development claim and then also the 1 rural cluster claim to, I'm assuming, to lot 3, to the larger lot. The applicant provided an aerial photograph, which is showing here. There's no new proposed driveways permitted on this, and that dated back from a CSM that was done previously, that there would be no new driveways. So the proposed lot 1, the residential lot, will share a driveway access. There'll be a shared driveway. Per the applicant, there are no other habitable buildings on the site, and there's no plans for additional home sites at this time. There are no desirable trees that were located on this property. The applicant did provide a tree survey for your review also. What you'll see in this tree survey, approximate location, is that mostly all the trees are black cherry, black walnut, black locust, box elder, and mulberry. Those are not trees on our quality tree list that are desirable for saving. So they did provide that in your packet. And they do expect to remove some of the trees. Regarding the RRDC criteria, staff did suggest to move the house slightly to the south, just to avoid some of the steepest slopes, and I'll kind of show that on the map too. I'll just bring up the contours so you guys can kind of see. So of course the residential lot will be approximately in here, so there are some steeper slopes here. So staff suggested to move the house slightly to the south to avoid those steepest slopes.
As it was presented, was that the move location or the?
We did not relocate following that comment. We did meet on site with the general contractor and our engineer who recommended keeping it where it was to reduce cost, and there was a potential issue with gravity flow if it was relocated, so we're requesting that it could stay where it is, but open to feedback.
So,
In relation to the cursor where it just was, how far would the rear of the structure be into that one major contour line? I'm just trying to picture where it actually was.
Where's the house placed?
I can see it separately. Yeah. So it's.
Okay, so, I guess I don't have another here, but so it's going to be approximately, say, 55 feet off that rear property line, and
The way you were able to present Burenkat's survey on the other property, overlaying that was helpful. Yeah, there we go.
so, if we assume, it looks like we have 444, and then subtract the 55. That should be about you can check my math. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just about with your cursor, just about approximately where you.
Yeah.
Say you don't, it looks to me like you don't even go back as far as that first major.
Yeah.
So it's gonna put us back.
You're already pretty far south.
You're gonna be back,
Yeah.
the house is gonna sit approximately here. The back side of the house is gonna sit approximately at this location, if that's helpful.
Is there any square footage that's gonna be involved in the slope? Isn't
Yeah.
gonna be that great.
well, how big is the slope? You said it's over 12%.
I'm assuming, yes.
But I mean, do we know how much over, and if they moved it south, how much closer to 12% they'd be then?
I don't know.
I don't have that information.
Getting kinda technical.
Well, I mean, there's obviously a
itself?
condition for a reason, so I just
Yeah.
want to know what
Yeah,
what it
I
means to
think
wait.
So the way that staff approached that was that we wrote the condition to allow for a waiver on that erosion control 12% is how we wrote the condition.
Right, and that's probably fine, I was just wondering, are you know, is it 25% and so it's a big waiver, or is it 15% so it's not much?
When I measured the steepest part, we were right about 12%, right about that range. It looks pretty bad, but it's not really bad out here. I'm sure you can tell it's walkable.
When you walk the site, it is
It's
not as steep
walkable.
as it was. But to answer your question, what we did was we rotated the house a bit. The concern from the general contractor's perspective was moving the house would require more digging for the layout, so more cost, and a potential concern with gravity flow for some of the sewer pipes.
Okay. You said there was a waiver on that?
So the way that staff approached this, then I guess I'm right about there. So the proposed residential lot addresses the RDC criteria as follows. it is adjacent to farm operations, but the residential lot does not directly impact any farm fields. Staff are not aware of any environmentally sensitive lands such as wetlands that would be impacted here. The lot shape is approximately 2-to-1. There are woodlands impacted, but there is a forestry management plan, and staff feels pretty comfortable that there's no quality trees that are being impacted here. And there's no known heritage trees in this location. The proposed residential lot also addresses the following criteria that may be waived as follows. The lot has no history of tillage that I'm aware of. The lot is adjacent to the existing agricultural buildings, and you all might, I'm gonna just delete that. I mean, part of our discussion last year was to avoid impacting this farm field. And so I think they've found a reasonable solution in order to put the house and the lot here. The applicant is requesting a waiver for lot size. The preferred lot size is 1.5 acres. And of course, the proposed lot is just slightly over 2 acres. And then the slopes on the north portion of the lot appear to be greater than 2%. So staff is also requesting the waiver be granted for this criteria also. So what you'll see then on the conditions of approval for the CSM, the subdivision shall, number 5, the subdivision shall meet the requirements of the RDC that may be waived, including history of tillage and residential infill. The criteria of lot size and erosion potential are hereby waived, is how we wrote it.
Okay. Any questions or sir?
In the agenda packet, we have 2 Exhibit A joint driveway easement areas, and I guess it's the same thing.
No, I don't think so. There's a shared driveway here, but because this farm field in the back is accessed by this farm entrance, they need to have another easement. So there's 2 different easements in your packet.
Oh, that's what that easement is creating?
Yep, because they're selling off this piece, and access for this farm field in the back comes off that farm entrance there. So there's 2 easements.
I have a question on the third claim that is required. They use the rural cluster. Is that just because of the location with the other?
No. It's not.
I mean, is that the first time we've ever done that?
Oh, no. So all of the farms, if you are in every single farm, many of the farms in Fitchburg, our original farms, have 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 claims.
Yes.
And under our rural residential development criteria, the maximum you can use is 2 for a single family lot. All of the other claims have to be used in the rural cluster zoning. However, if you are in one of our FUDAs, if your farm is in one of the FUDAs, like the phase, then you can only use one of your single family residential RRDC. And so, for example, the phase are in a FUDA, a future urban development area, so they can only use one for a single family residential, and if they've got 5 other claims, they have to use all that towards the cluster.
Did you say they're using the cluster here?
No.
Or they're not?
No, they just
But
need
they're
to,
not using it.
yeah, they just have to write it into into the affidavit.
Why is the requirement here for an easement over that western part? It's not I mean, it is an equipment access, and I wanna preface with, I agree, because it's the most likely continued path, but that's the same type of situation as we just looked at in the Kane Road CSM last meeting. This
Oh, actually, I
has
didn't
access.
require it.
Oh, you didn't require it,
I
okay.
didn't.
Because, I mean, you still, the whole parcel is accessible, it just means removing some trees to get to that field.
Yeah, I didn't require it.
You just want
She's-
that
We're
access.
comfortable with either way, whatever your
Yeah.
preference is, but we did put it on, we included it, I'm familiar with who will be the future owner of both of them, and that was the agreement they came to, but I think they would also be comfortable either way.
I think it's a good idea to leave the access alone, but to record that easement is required or necessary if you're gonna continue to use it. Not necessary, but it's beneficial. I just thought we were requiring that easement on the left on the west, when you have all of that is lot 3, where the existing buildings are, and all of the field behind it is future lot 3.
Any other comments?
Not for me, staff does recommend approval of the rezone and the CSM. It took us a while to get here, Lisa, but we did it.
Very good. I'll recommend a motion.
I'll make are you making the motion?
No, all right.
I'll make the motion for the.
Motion's been made and seconded. And this is for the certified survey first, am I correct?
Yep, we should probably do that first. I have that one.
Certified survey map, CS 265726. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, a like sign. Ayes have it. Motion's carried. Now deal with the rezone for 265626.
Make the motion to approve it as is.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, a like sign. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you very much. Okay,
Soon you're gonna start construction.
Yesterday.
Yeah, this fall, soon, yes.
That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be really nice.
okay.
Right across the road.
Yeah,
Deanna, report from.
Yes, yeah.
I just want to say thank you. We so appreciate all that you do. Deanna's been a wonderful resource for us, and through a process that's been complicated, and we understand that. Most of the complication has to do with the value that the city of Fitchburg places on farmland and sustaining agriculture. So that's a good motivation. So we want to thank Deanna and all of you for the work you do on this committee. It's very appreciated. And are you the new owner of this?
I'm not, I work with Judy Raymond, the owner of the current property.
Okay, just curious.
Mhm.
We are
I've
neighbors.
probably spoken to you about hay sales and all of that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
are neighbors.
Yes, I put that together.
Anyway, thanks again, Deanna.
Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to let the community members know how much we appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Deanna,
Yeah.
department report?
Well, I just wanted to provide a little bit of update. The department we're full steam ahead on the comprehensive plan. So the contract has been approved, and the good news is we're doing the comprehensive plan, then we're going right into an update on the zoning ordinance. And from there, we'll go into also an update of the subdivision of ordinance too. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but the good news is we're looking in hopefully mid-September to schedule our first open house and our first kind of focus groups and meetings in mid-September is what we're aiming for. No set dates right at this minute, but I'll definitely let you all know. One of the things I've been kind of working in the back of my head is, can we pull together a ag and rural group as one of those focus groups? And it can be a bigger group, to meet with the design team and the team, to provide feedback early on. That'd be good.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Yep, so that's kind of the big thing on staff's plate right now. We are going to be bringing back also the farmland preservation map for final approval. We do have the update on the farmland preservation zoning ordinance and AS, as you all know, that we're already implementing. But in order to get state certification of our AX zoning, our farmland preservation zoning, we have to make sure that our farmland preservation map matches exactly our AX zoning map. And you might recall that when we went through that exercise to do our rezoning for AX to try to align things, we got a little, we put the Bowman parcels back into AX, if you might recall that.
That was a
The
request.
staff was gonna take those out, and then the committees and plan commission put them back in. So that means we have to have a,
Bowman's did request that.
oh yeah, no, it's fine, I don't got a problem.
Yeah, no, I just saying.
Yeah, they did.
They did request it.
But what that means is we've got to bring back the farmland preservation map to you all, maybe September, for another round of approvals, because those two maps by the state have to exactly match. Yeah, so, but that's all I have. Is there any questions for me?
I don't have any. Anybody else have anything for announcements or anything? If not, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
It was very fast.
Yeah, that was.